With the upcoming Ahsoka Tano series, a lot of Star Wars fans are questioning, where are Ezra Bridger and Grand Admiral Thrawn? It's a no-brainer that the adversaries will return in the series. In The Mandalorian episode titled The Jedi, Ahsoka asks the Imperial Magistrate, where is Thrawn? The question has been burning in all of us that have watched Star Wars Rebels. If you remember, the 4th season of Rebels left us on a cliffhanger, whereas Ezra and Thrawn were hauled away together into hyperspace. At the end of the show, Sabine Wren narrated that she and Ahsoka were embarking on a mission to find them. That was more than 3 years ago. Lately, there has been some news, or rumors I should say, that have been popping up about the duo making a live-action debut in the Ahsoka series. We still don't have a release date for the show, but it was announced over a year ago. But the closer it gets, the more we speculate as to the capacity that Thrawn and Ezra will appear, myself included. I made a video a while ago talking about my thoughts as to what will happen and how their appearance will change the whole of Star Wars Galaxy, and not only their own characters. Thrawn and Ezra made an impact on the events of the rest of the Star Wars story in Rebels, so it only makes sense that they will continue to make a big impact on the post-Imperial era. To me, their side story will be one that is unique and reminiscent of Legends material. When I made my theory, it had mixed reviews, but I'd like to present it one more time for my newer viewers and any of you just catching this for the first time. As I've said many times in the past, the Ahsoka series, The Mandalorian, and the Book of Boba Fett will be side stories that end up being part of the greater story. And that greater story isn't one of Jedi, Sith, or the Empire even, and its rise from the ashes to become the First Order. Instead, there will be a greater threat that is hinted at in the Thrawn novels, not the old expanded universe, but the recent canon. Grand Admiral Thrawn and Ezra Bridger have been missing from the Star Wars galaxy for about 10 years, give or take, or at least from the known regions of the Star Wars galaxy. When they first arrived, they would have been disoriented, both still holding their allegiances to their factions and their causes. Ezra as a fledgling Jedi in the Rebel Alliance, and Thrawn as an Imperial fleet commander. Their hostilities would have been strong toward each other, and they would still be trying to get the upper hand on one another. However, it would not take them long to realize that in order to survive, they would have to work together, at least until they get out of their predicament. In the meantime, they're working together to find their way home, but get sidetracked into helping Thrawn's people, the Chiss Ascendancy. Now, it's Thrawn's people who are being oppressed. This is a direct contrast to Thrawn helping oppress Ezra's homeworld on Lothal just earlier. At first, Ezra will be uncaring of the problem and see it as karma doing its job. But here's where the speculation comes in, and this is probably a bit off. Kanan could appear to Ezra as a Force ghost and tell him that he is a Jedi, and Jedi began as peacekeepers and protectors. It doesn't matter the race of the people. If they are in need of help, it is the duty as a Jedi to help them. So he reluctantly does, after some meditation and deep thought. Always in the forefront of Thrawn's mind was the fact that he had worked with a Jedi in the past, Anakin Skywalker. He had endless respect for the Knight, but had not seen him since Order 66. He had a theory that Darth Vader was Anakin, but was silenced by Darth Vader for even asking questions. Now, he gets the chance once again to work with a Jedi. But this Jedi is clumsy. Not the warrior that Anakin was, but he will still have to do it. After they defeat the oppressors, Thrawn gains a new respect for the Jedi Order that once was, and especially for Ezra. He wonders why someone would lay their life on the line to help a man who helped enslave his own people. The Jedi are more than a relic with artifacts to be collected by him now. They are everything he remembered in Anakin Skywalker. At least this one is. These new oppressors are none other than the Grisk. We read a lot about them in the newer Thrawn novels. Now that their fight is over in the unknown regions, they're free to find their way back, as the Grisk have moved on and moved forward. They have no idea the entire Empire has fallen, and Emperor Palpatine, along with Darth Vader, have fallen as well. But the fall of the Galactic Civil War will come as a relief to both of them. Because Ezra and Thrawn know that once they return, they can't go back to business as usual. They can't be the adversaries they were before. They've become too close and too much friend-like. Now they can work on the bigger threat, which is the Grisk, and letting the rest of the galaxy know what's coming and start preparing them as teammates rather than adversaries. Of course, this will catch Sabine and Ahsoka off guard, as from what they remember, Thrawn and Ezra were enemies. But the whole premise of this is going to be that they are going to become like, well, let's say like the movie Enemy Mine, where two enemies are stranded together and stuck and wind up helping each other, becoming friends, and then becoming lifelong friends with helping the rest of the galaxy through this turmoil that's going to come with the Grisk. Now, as with any of my theories, I could always be wrong, and there are parts of this that probably are wrong, such as Kanan showing up as a Force ghost to Ezra and talking him into helping Thrawn. That could be all from Ezra's own doing, or the whole thing could be wrong. But if you know me well enough by now, you know I don't just make theories off of a hunch or something I'd like to see. I use clues that are in place, such as the Thrawn novels with the Grisk being a threat. Ahsoka asking the Magistrate where Thrawn is, and Sabine at the end of Rebels Season 4 saying that she and Ahsoka were off looking for Ezra. And we could also take into account the old Legends continuity that had the Yuuzhan Vong being the big bad threat of the galaxy and everybody having to band together to help them out. And of course, the writers of Thrawn, being that of Timothy Zahn, would not call them the Yuuzhan Vong because it would give too much away as to what's going to happen in the new timeline. But in the new timeline, it could also show that all these other factions, let's say Boba Fett, Din Djarin, Ahsoka, and any of the other side characters that we've seen, are going to have to work together to repel this threat, to end the threat of the Grisk, just as they did in the Legends continuity with the Yuuzhan Vong. But let me know in the comments below if you have a differing theory or if you think this theory could be accurate. I'd love to hear from you and engage with you. That's one of the favorite things of this channel of mine, is engaging with my viewers. It gives me a chance to talk about Star Wars, and I love it. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. No hard feelings. It just makes me do my job a little bit easier and better. Also, if you're unaware, I do have memberships available on this channel for a small fee. You can get a little bit extra. I have lacked on some of that extra content, but I am catching it up now. And at this moment, I'd like to take the time to give shout outs to our channel members: Rufus Severn, Knut the Nerd, Don Clatterman, and Zlatan Leo. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Everything you do to contribute to this channel helps the channel so much. And thank you for watching. And remember, this is the way, the only way.